Yesterday's October Apple event gave us tons to talk about, but let's just face it, the star of the show was going to be the new Apple MacBook Pro line that will be utilizing the new M1 chips. Now, this will be the new 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros, and let's just face it, these things are beasts. They actually are bringing back some of the ports they actually took away. Now, I will say this, though. I do love the fact they are bringing back the ports, but it's an Apple thing to take something away and then bring it back later and present it as like a feature. Like, oh, look, we're bringing it back. Aren't we so awesome? But yeah, you took it away in the first place, so we wouldn't have to bring it back if you never took it away. But either way, these new MacBook Pros look gorgeous in my opinion. Now they actually are getting rid of the touch bar with the Mac Pro and bringing back a row of function keys. And I know a lot of people are going to be happy with this. A lot of people didn't really like the touch bar. I know there are some people who did, but I know a majority of people, from what I've heard, didn't seem to like it. So this is actually kind of nice being able to have an actual row of function keys you can actually use and are very tactile. But, I mean, I can't really speak for myself because I've never actually got to use the touch bar, so I can't really say either way which one I like or don't like. But based on what I heard, a lot of people seem to be really happy with this one. Now let's go back to the ports you'll be getting here on the MacBook Pro. You get a full HDMI port, one Thunderbolt 4 port, and an SD card slot on one side of the MacBook Pro, while on the other side of the MacBook Pro, you'll end up getting your headphone jack, which will have support for high-impedance headphones. You'll also get the remaining two Thunderbolt 4 ports, so you have 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports in total, and then you'll also end up getting your MagSafe charger, which they finally have brought back, which I think is fantastic because honestly, I loved MagSafe when I had it in my 2011 MacBook Air, and I was very disappointed when they took it away. So honestly, knowing they're bringing it back, at least for the Pro line of MacBooks, is actually fantastic. And not only can you charge via your MagSafe, you can also charge via the Thunderbolt ports as well. With the new M1 Pro chip, you connect up to 2 Pro Display XDR monitors, and with the M1 Max, you connect up to 3 Pro Display XDRs and a 4K TV as well, which is insane. I personally don't know anybody who's going to need that many monitors, but it's available if you want to use it, which I think is pretty awesome. Now, speaking of displays, let's talk about the display on the MacBook Pros. They will be 24% thinner, so they will come in about 3.5 millimeters thick on the edges. And they've also done the same thing for the top bezels as well. Now, of course, there's going to be that notch, and I know a lot of people are having issues with it, but to be frankly honest, I mean, for me personally, the notch doesn't really bother me at all. I've been used to it with my iPhone XR and now my iPhone 13. Now, well, granted, I don't think the notch is that big of a deal. I will say that I do wish they put Face ID in the camera, because if you're going to have a notch, why not put Face ID in as well and just leave it as a plain 1080p camera? Now, I am glad they did upgrade the camera to 1080p, but having Face ID would have been nice as well. Now, the two MacBook Pros will come in at 16.2 inches with a 7.7 million pixel density, and the smaller of the two MacBook Pros will come in at 14.2 inches with a 5.9 million pixel density. So the next thing you'll be getting here is ProMotion. Now, basically, ProMotion will do is actually will ramp up the refresh rate of your screen depending on what's going on, and it'll also bring it down as well to conserve battery life. So if you're watching a movie or scrolling or anything like that, though, it'll adjust the refresh rate of your screen. And then if you're looking at a static image or nothing's going on, it'll bring that refresh rate down in order to conserve battery life. You'll also be getting a liquid Retina display, which actually uses the same technology in the Pro Display XDR, as well as the mini LED technology you get in the iPad Pro. Now, this display will feature thousands of mini LEDs that can be individually lit, which actually is pretty awesome because in certain areas where you might see like a dark area on the screen, whether you're watching a movie where it's pitch black, instead of that area being lit with a dark color and you can see that kind of like grayish lit dark area, that LED will turn completely off and actually just go pitch black, which actually be great for battery life as well. Now, with the Liquid Retina XDR display, you know that pictures on this are actually going to look very vibrant and very colorful. You're going to just see colors just pop off the screen, which is actually going to look amazing. So if you're a photographer, this is going to probably be a really good display for you, especially with that SD card slot and being able to just kind of load your photos and videos straight onto this instead of actually having to use an adapter or dongle of any kind. This is actually pretty awesome. Next, let's move on to the speakers. Now, I will say I am huge on having good speakers on a computer. I have the 2020 MacBook Air, and I gotta say, I do love the speakers on that. And now, obviously, they're gonna be upgrading it from here. They do claim it will actually have 80% more bass. I am a major bass head, so actually having more bass, the better in my personal opinion. And we would actually have to see what this is like when we actually get our hands on it. They do also say that you will get studio quality mics as well, in addition to a 6-speaker sound system and spatial audio. Now, I definitely think they're going to hit it out of the park when it comes to sound quality on this and mics. Like I said earlier, I have not been disappointed with the sound quality and mic quality on my 2020 MacBook Air, so there's no reason to think the MacBook Pros in 2021 won't hit it out of the park. Now, for people who like to consume a lot of video content, the 14.2 inch will get you 17 hours of video playback, which is actually an additional 7 hours of video playback from the previous year's model. And the 16.2 inch model will get you 21 hours of video playback, which ends up being a whopping 10 hours of additional video playback over last year's model as well. One thing I love that both of these MacBook Pros are going to be getting is actually fast charge. So you'll actually be able to get 50% of your battery charged up within only 30 minutes, which I think is amazing. There's been plenty of times where actually I need to charge my MacBook Air because it's been actually running low. And so I have to plug it in and it doesn't really charge that fast. So being able to have fast charge on these new MacBook Pros will actually be very helpful. Okay, so let's talk price. Starting with the 14-inch model, that would be coming in at around $2,000. And for the 16-inch model, that would be coming at $2,500. Now, keep in mind, these actually are the base prices for both these models. You can upgrade them and it will get more expensive from there. But that is basically where both of those models are going to be starting from. And you could order today and they will be available next week, which is really awesome knowing they're right around the corner. And honestly, while these aren't cheap computers by any means, keep in mind these are Pro models that will be coming with the new M1 Pro and M1 Max chips. And so you're pretty much paying for what you get, in my personal opinion. These aren't like the MacBook Airs. You are basically paying a premium price for, in my opinion, a premium computer. So that has been my take on the reveal of the new MacBook Pros from the 2021 October event. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I know I haven't covered everything that was actually showed at the October event or even everything from the MacBook Pros, but I just wanted to kind of let you guys know my quick take on it, what I think of the new MacBook Pros. But let me know down in the comment section below. What do you guys think? What was your favorite thing from the Apple event? I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, this has been James Blue Tech. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.